go. We are live for this pre-draft show, NFL draft. Obviously, tomorrow, big day for all these college athletes that are trying to get to the next goals in the 2021 NFL draft. And we're having a pre-draft show today with one of our friends, VJ. He has a great show too. Check him out. Check us out on all social media formats on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. And he does a great things also. And let's get this going, and thank you for joining the pre-draft show, man.
I appreciate you having me, man. Let's go, bro. This is last minute because I was getting so hyped for my show tomorrow that we'll be running on 4 different platforms. And then you hit me up. I was like, you know what? And then the trade happened. And I'm like, you know what, man? Let's go. Let's just start.
Yeah.
Start today.
All right, let's start with that trade. Obviously, some people knew. I think you knew that the Broncos were going to do that trade. Get a quarterback instead of drafting one. So, do you like Teddy Bridgewater's fit in Denver specifically?
I think he fits well in Denver. And you're right. This morning in our group chat on Twitter, I said the Broncos are going to trade for Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah. I just don't think that this is a draft where all these quarterbacks are going to hit. We know the math, man. We know the numbers. All these guys are not going to hit. And Denver at 9, if there's a guy I like him, but you're not really all in, don't take him. Don't do it. Figure something else out. So I think this is a great fit. You already got Cortland Sutton there. You got Jerry Jeudy. You already have 2 stud receivers there. Yeah. I like Teddy Bridgewater. I liked him a lot more when he was first coming out of Louisville and went to Minnesota. Then he had the freak accident, non-contact in practice, breaks his leg, and he's never the same player. I thought he did well for Carolina, but you're also missing Christian McCaffrey most of the year, half the season. So that affected it also a lot. So he had a 1,000-yard receiver on that Carolina team last year. So I like the move because Elway's got to do something, man. His time's running short.
Yeah, this is like his 6th, 7th, or 8th quarterback that he's gotten in this past 4 or 5 year span. And hopefully Teddy Bridgewater. Obviously he's not the long term. He's like a short term gap until they find their future quarterback. But I think this is a good get for them, and it should be interesting. I think they improved a lot, like you just said. Sutton, I love their offensive weapons, and they're always known for defense. So I think Bridgewater brings a different dynamic to their offense. So it's gonna be interesting to see. And obviously, Carolina has Darnold now, and obviously people think that they're going to still draft a quarterback. But what do you think Carolina will do with their draft pick at 8?
I think at 8 you have to address the offensive line. I like Rashawn Slater at this spot right here, or if some way Penei Sewell falls to you. Here's the thing. All we've been hearing is Sam Darnold didn't have a fair shot in New York, correct? That's all we've been hearing. So if you're Carolina, the one thing you cannot do is just give him a remake team of what he had in New York. You've got to get that left tackle and you've got to get that offensive line solidified right now. Yeah. You have your back, you have some young receivers, and the defense is young and growing. And that coach down there, that's a football coach. Rules of football coach, man. So I think that you go offensive lineman. There needs an offensive lineman and corner. They're 2 top needs by most of the writings and publications out there. So I think this is Rashawn Slater. If you like Tevin Jackson out of Okie State, if you feel like 6'6", 340, that's the guy you want to bring in. Did block for Hubbard, who ran for 2,000 yards in 2019. So the guy actually knows how to block and was in a winning program. So I think Carolina has got to go tackle. Now, it would not surprise me if somehow Fields falls to them.
Oh, wow.
You gotta almost take them, but then it makes the Sam Darnold trade look stupid because you traded and you gave away future assets and you gave away future value for a guy who I even said, I live in Los Angeles. I see him up close and personal at USC. My wife's got a master's degree from USC. Oh. We see USC up close and personal. He never impressed me at USC. Right. I always thought he's a turnover machine and he's a big Mark Sanchez. That's how I really saw him. He's a big Eric Crouch. That's the way I'm looking at Sarah Dawn. But so many people hyped it because it's Los Angeles, this USC. You have to put weapons around this guy. You can't give him a carbon copy team of what he had in New York, or it's just gonna be the same thing. So if Justin Fields though falls to them, God, you almost have to. You almost have to. The way I grade him the number 2 quarterback in this class. I think Trevor Lawrence. We've fallen out of love with Trevor because he's been good for so damn long. Yeah. Number 1 recruit coming out of high school, Heisman candidate, national champion, 2 national championship game appearances, and another college football appearance. He's been good so damn long. We're kind of like, oh, God, right? Spurs win. Well, we don't want the Spurs win. Kobe and Shaq wins 3 in a row. Oh, we want somebody else. Patriots win for 20 years. Oh, we want somebody. But America never goes to war and go, you know what? We've won the last 9 wars. Let's lose number 10.
Yeah.
Just to even. No. So if he falls there to him, you got to take him. But now you just look now you look stupid.
I mean, obviously you need to protect Sam Darnold. How about Penei Sewell, man? I think that guy can fit anywhere. I don't know why. Carolina, I mean, some of these players will slip far, I think. But do you think Carolina will pass up on Penei Sewell, that type of guy?
I don't think he's got a shot at getting to him.
Yeah.
Listen, this kid, you talk about Sewell, 6'6", 330. The only sophomore in college football history to ever win the Outland, which goes to the best all-around offensive lineman. There's an award for tackle, and there's an award for center. But then there's an award for every lineman in America. He won it as a sophomore. Enough to say, you know what? I'm not even playing in 2020. I'll see you guys next April. Shows up to his pro day, bench, runs, jumps, strength, and his confidence in his interview. He was like, I wanted to show people I'm still OT number 1.
Right.
That type of shit I like from a kid. I need that guy in my locker room. I need that type of, I'm OT number 1. And not in an arrogant way, just like, y'all go put the tape on. Have you forgot? Yeah, you forgot because you watched this half-ass college year we just had where some teams play 4, some teams play 8, some teams. Penei Sewell, he can't get past the Bengals because you got to protect Joe Burrow, who was the most sacked quarterback last year when he got hurt. And then he ended up blowing his knee out and getting hurt because he got hit, right? He got hit in the pocket trying to scramble. Guy grabs onto him, but he's got 3 guys on him because his offensive line's bad. I don't think he slides past them. I want Miami at 6 to take a big-time playmaker because Tua does need help. But if some way, somehow, the Bengals take Chase and Sewell falls to Miami, I don't like taking him at 3 where we were, but falling 3 slots back at 6. If you've seen the conversation we had in the chat, I've changed my stance. Like at 6, yeah. At 3, no, because you can still get Pitts at 3.
Yeah.
Because quarterback's going 1-2. So at 3, you have your pick of Waddle, Smith, Pitts, Chase. Like you could sit there like this. Like, okay, well, you can close your eyes and go, okay, this guy. Oh, okay, Jamar. So, but I don't. Penei Sewell never makes it to them. Even Detroit at 7. If you're Detroit, I'll if you don't mind, I'll propose a question to you. If you're Detroit and Penei Sewell, you got Goff, right?
Yeah,
got to figure Goff. You got to protect Goff, right? And do you let a 10-year kind of maybe border, could be Hall of Famer guy, 6'6", 330, dominating slide?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. But actually, obviously, speaking of the top of the draft, obviously Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, unless something weird happens, but we all know that Trevor Lawrence is going number 1. And then the Jets really love Zach Wilson. But this is where it gets interesting. Third and fourth pick. So all right. So San Francisco, they're on the Mac Jones hype train. I think I don't know if this is a smoke chain or not, but for you, what do you think will happen at 3 and 4? Because I think 49ers and Falcons will make the draft interesting, whatever they do.
Niners, Falcons, Bengals, and Dolphins will shape the way this entire first 2 rounds shape out.
Yeah.
Because they're going to cause some players to drop. And there's already 2 or 3 guys that we just don't know yet that one team knows they can get because they're not even projected to be 15-6. There's someone sitting between 10 and 12 when 10 and 20. When the pick comes, everybody's going to go, okay, wait. Wow, you got to start going through. Okay, I didn't think that. I had that guy late first round, early second. But all it takes one GM to sit across from you and go, man, I can win a lot of football games with a kid like it. That's just the way it happens. So at 3, Mac Jones just seems like the commercial pick.
Yeah.
To me, the correct pick is Justin Fields. You cannot let this, or Trey Lance. Mac Jones, I was just watching film. I was just making my vegan pizza and watching film. I'm watching Waddle and I'm watching Smith.
Right.
So many times they have to slow down for the ball. So many times they have to jump back. That's Mac Jones, who's supposed to be this next world quarterback. Don't put his tape on. I always tell people, when you evaluate a quarterback, don't just put his tape on. Put his number one receivers tape on.
Right.
How many balls are how many balls are here? How many balls and how many balls are this and this? And you got to slow down and he's got to jump back or they got to go high point. High point balls are cool inside the red zone. High point balls not cool at the 50, dude. I'm out.
Yeah.
You got to put that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at Mac Jones. But for some reason, you know, he's the look. He's got the nowadays people put marketing into a lot of this stuff too. It's not really just about the purity of fucking football and sports and. I think Mac Jones seems to be the pick here, but I did hear something this morning that Shanahan ended up staying late, hanging with Trey Lance, met his parents, sat with his parents. They had dinner, kept it real hush and quiet, and then somebody just broke it today. This could be a smoke screen.
Yes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, bro. I don't want to go with the norm. I do think Shanahan's smart enough to know. I had a Mac Jones already. His name was Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's way better, but I had that style. I never had a Trey Lance though. Guy who could move, guy who could set this, you know, this team on fire. Already was in a pro style, already ran the offense in college. He had a year in 2019 where he threw 0 interceptions. So he's going to take care of the football.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Lance at 3 for the Niners.
Yeah, here's my take on this. Niners, if Justin Fields is still there, I'm taking Justin Fields. I think I'm all on the Justin Fields hype train, and I think he'll go to the 49ers if he's still there. But like you said, Trey Lance, another great quarterback. I love him. I really like the way he plays the game. And Mac Jones to me, someone said he's ready to win, but Mac Jones to me is not really established yet like these other quarterbacks. I think he's like I brought up we did a show with my other friends before, and I said Mac Jones needs to fit with 2 teams. I said the Patriots as one of the teams. The Patriots, if they get Mac Jones, I think he learning underneath Belichick, he knows how to mold quarterbacks. So I think Mac
and Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels. So he fits better in New England. I think that's the only team I see him fitting, having a great NFL career, which is in New England. That's what I think about Mac Jones. But in the 49ers situation, if you're stuck between Trey Lance and Justin Fields, man, that's a tough choice to make. And if I would, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to take Justin Fields, man. I think this guy's a baller, and he's legit. So I'm taking Justin Fields at 3. And then number 4 with the Falcons, I see them either trading the pick or getting Kyle Pitts there. I think
you can't trade that pick. I hear it. I've heard that. Yeah. You can't trade that pick. You can't trade out of 4. That makes and listen, this is the NFL. In my opinion, you never trade out of the top 10. Your chances of changing your franchise are 40%. 4 of these guys that go top 10 will change their franchises. With safety in the NFL, the game isn't as tough. You know, I'll bang on basketball all the time because it's super soft, but the NFL, they got to protect the guys. I saw a report, concussions were down 58% or something ridiculous. That's what they want. They want safety. They want, so you could get a guy here that could change your franchise. Now, I am not as high on Kyle Pitts as everybody else is, but if you're going to line them up with Julio, and if you're going, and we'll find out what happens on June 1st with Julio. I called this 2 years ago where I was on the show and I said, when they hired Flores, I said, first thing he needs to do is he needs to call. We need a quarterback. I said, you got the 2 first rounds coming up. Call Atlanta and say, we'll give you both these 2 first rounds for Matt Ryan and for Julio Jones. If Miami had done that 2 years ago, they'd be a contender to get to the conference championship game this year because you would still have all those other pieces. You just wouldn't have 2 of them. And then you would still be sitting with the number 6 pick with Ryan and Julio. And now it don't matter who you. So that back to Atlanta. If you're going to line them up with Julio and you're going to line them up with Calvin Ridley, and defense let them down last year, what the offense. And I think also, too, most people would say, well, fall back, get more picks, get defensive players. There's not a guy in this draft defensively I see that changes your franchise. There's some good guys, but there's not a Chase Young. Mm-hmm. There's not a Khalil Mack. There's not an Aaron Donald. There's not those guys. And if they are, we just don't know about it, and it happens. But I just don't think it'll be none of these guys. Yeah. So I think my mindset would be, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to average 38 points a Sunday, and you're going to have to just outscore us this year. Yeah. Because we were putting up 34, 31, 35, 36, and we're losing So this year, we're scoring 38 to 40 points. We're going to add Pitts. We're just going to sling it around and, hey, try to keep up. Also, too, really quick, I hate to ramble. Look at their division. Really, I got to really mess with is the Bucks. Saints are in flux. They don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Kamara didn't have the productive year. After Michael Thomas got paid, only played a handful of games last year, kind of sat with they were talking about trading Michael Thomas because he got into a fight with a player at practice. So there's Saints, Carolina, Darnold, right? So if I'm Atlanta, I'm like, listen, all we have to do is deal with the Bucks in our division. We were in both those games with the Bucks last year.
Right.
So you know what? We're just going to outscore people, and we'll worry about the defense and later in this draft and next year. But this year, let's try to get 1 or 2 more years out of Matt Ryan. And Julio, look, let's make it work just 1 more year, buddy. And let's add Pitts to this and line up in 4 receiver sets and just go.
Man, that's going to be a dangerous offense if that happens. With Matt Ryan, man, with all the tools, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to get to I'm gonna ask you about the Miami Dolphins here. That's another intriguing team. I love that's your team right there. Yeah. So
I've been a Dolphins fan since I was about 8 years old, homeboy, and I don't bandwagon. I don't diss my squad.
Man,
I've been a Dolphins fan all my life, man.
So are you on the Tua train? You like Tua?
No, because I don't like Alabama quarterbacks.
Okay.
But I don't bang on my own players on my team unless they come from Ohio State because I'm a Michigan man. So I don't like I hated the Teddy Ginn draft. I hated the Teddy Ginn draft pick. I remember throwing a cup at work. I don't punch TVs and wall stuff, but I threw a cup of juice at work.
Oh my God.
I was watching the draft from there, and when they said in the Miami Dolphins select with the number 9 overall pick, Teddy Ginn Jr., receiver, Ohio State, dude, I almost threw up. And it showed. He was only on our squad for 3 years. He never caught more than 54 balls in a year, never had a 1,000-yard season. It was such a wasted. So anyway, I don't like Alabama quarterbacks. I don't like Nick Saban quarterbacks. You can go all the way back to LSU. You can go all the way back to Michigan State. And when he had Dante Culpepper in Miami, he cut Dante Culpepper. Dante Culpepper went to the Raiders. And I remember they came to Miami that year. And Dante Culpepper threw 2 touchdowns, ran for another one, and beat Miami in Miami. Looking at Nick Saban point to his knee as he was running to the sideline after scoring a touchdown. Yeah, I remember shit like that, man. So the Dolphins at number 6, I'm not on the tour, but I said on my show, I'll give them 3 years. With this type of talent, the way they build this team, within 3 years, you got to get me to a divisional round or a conference chip game. You got 3 years, buddy, or I'm going to start just banging on you and think they should have went with Herbert out of Oregon instead of going with you. So not on the tour train. And my pick right here is I would like to see them. I know they won't, but I would like to see them take Devontae Smith. He's the best receiver in the draft.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the best receiver in the draft.
I had them taking either. Here's the thing. I had them taking Jalen Waddle. Not Jalen Waddle. Sorry, Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
I have them taking Devontae Smith too, and also I had them taking either Rashawn Slater or Penei Sewell. I think they need to protect Tua also to have him to see him to exceed to the next level. You need more offensive line help for him. So I see those 2 potential, but you guys need a receiver too. So Jamar Chase or Smith will be a great pick over there.
No, and if I can, I'll make this as fast as I can. Okay, so offensive line. You have Stanley Jackson at the USC that you took in the top 10 last year, okay? And you also just brought in DJ Fluker, who's an All-American in Alabama, top 10 pick for the Chargers. Now, you have Hunt there too. So I'm thinking they could put DJ Fluker at the right tackle, kick Hunt in the guard, or keep Hunt at the tackle, kick Fluker, have a bigger guy in there at guard. Now, I think that affects Tua's vision, but I think with the offense, there was a lot of movement in the offense last year, and I think there's going to be a lot of pre-read shotgun stuff for the Miami Dolphins this year, a lot of read action, especially if we end up with either ETN or we end up with Najee Harris. So my thing is, if the Bengals take Penei Sewell, it takes Miami off the hook because Miami doesn't even have to think about taking him. If the Bengals take him, if the Bengals take him at 5, and I think that Flores and that squad, they believe they have. You don't always have to have the franchise tackle if you have a collective offensive line. And in New England, where he was at for 15, 16 years, they always had a collective. Now they had guys make the Pro Bowl stuff, but they just had a collective group of guys who could pass block well and who could run block well and who were coached up and technique very well. So my thought process is they believe they can do that in Miami. So then at 6, the receiver is sitting there. Pitts is gone to Atlanta. Sewell's gone at Cincinnati 5. It takes Miami off the hook. They don't have to take Pitts. But the best receiver in this draft to me is Devontae Smith. He's so fluent. Everything looks really easy to him. Now, My only knock is he is a little light in the ass. I don't need my receiver putting his hands up to stop a collision and breaking his hand.
Yeah.
Getting upended in the playoff game against the first round college football playoff game and landed on his tailbone and having to come out for 4 or 5 plays. You got to put some meat back there, man. Start eating some steaks or something. I don't know. Do something. But you can't fall on your ass and have to come out for like 5 plays, not in the NFL. So that's my only thing. Maybe it gets bigger, but my comparisons to him were Marvin Harrison and Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
And I watched Deshaun play in high school. I've been watching Deshaun Jackson out here in Los Angeles for a long time. And when I watch this kid, it's like, God, he's got a lot of this, not quite as fast, but the 6'1", 170 frame, fluid, great hands, doesn't drop balls. And I think he's a Flores kind of guy. They're not going to make any noise. Don't want to be the superstar. Not going to be on TikTok. Not going to be on Instagram like that. Just real. And I think that's what they want in Miami. Jamar Chase has if there's a bust out of these guys, it's Jamar Chase.
Interesting.
And I know that's super unpopular.
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah, well, because you have to look at history. LSU has a history of their position guys eventually turning to me guys in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay. Jarvis Landry was in Miami from LSU, played with Odell Beckham. When we already know Odell Beckham, so we don't have to discuss him. But Jarvis Landry was a guy who kind of came in kind of quiet, but as soon as he started to kind of get some rep, started becoming me guy. And that's why when Flores got there, he moved him just like that. It's like, nope, I can see this. You, Kenyon Drake, bye. Nope, we don't. That's not what we want here. But we're going to be good, but we're not having that. And if you look at Jefferson, as the year went on for Jefferson started to kind of have that shine and that kind of look at me. And then even with the Pro Bowl sit down with Dion and did the whole virtual thing, iced out, just glitter like Jack. And just the image of it just makes me just go, God, man, I'm not going to say it yet, but it's kind of how it starts. And I don't want that on my squad. And I think Jamar Chase also, too, if you watch his film, he gets disinterested. And on running plays, if he hasn't had a few catches, he won't block as hard. And that's clear on. I play receiver and play corner in my day, man. So I study those positions. You can see when the guy's kind of, okay, he didn't get a ball, throwing his way the first 2 or 3 possessions. The route's not as crisp. The block is not as hard. And I don't want that on my squad. That's a guy that they'll trade 3 years from now. You'll be like, oh, remember you guys took Jamar Chase and they take Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith would be coming off of like his second back-to-back Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so you can go either way, but I think Devontae Smith fits perfectly. And obviously, you guys need a running back in the second round, or in the first round, late first round. What would it be like if you added 2 Alabama's players already with Tua? What do you think that would be like? Having 3 Alabama players on the same team. Crazy.
I think it would be great for them because they have camaraderie already. They already know each other. They already know where they like the ball. They already know what they need to do. And Tua can be the leader when they get here and he says, hey, listen, guys, we could do something really special here. Follow my lead. They've given the team to Tua. They kind of didn't have a choice to, though. Not unless they were going to be able to pull off the Deshaun trade until all that shit went down with him, with Watson. So you have to give the team to him. And everybody that comes in, if you get 2 of these guys, and now my top rated back is still Travis Etienne. That hasn't changed for me. Something about a guy that goes back for his 4th year because he's told, you don't catch the ball very well and you have trouble picking up the blitz. Well, now, okay, well, I'll get better off season. I'll get better in the league. No, he goes, you know what? I'll go back to school then. And I'll play with Trevor and I'll try to win another national championship. I'll go to a college playoff. Definitely. We're that good. And something about that does it for me, man. And, back-to-back years, he ran for something ridiculous, like over 1,700 yards, 1,600 yards. He's just a productive back. I like the size, 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". I think he's about like 205, 210. I know Najee's bigger, 6'2", 220, 225, but 6'10", 220, 225. Sooner or later, your legs get cut in the league, homie. And that's a neat, yep. And that's it. Derrick Henry better watch himself. Yeah. He's been lucky.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's been lucky, man. Seriously, guys. I don't understand why guys hit him from the waist up.
Yeah.
I don't get, it's like but somebody's going to come in one day and say, dude, I'm just trying to make a tackle, man. And you're big as shit. And I got to take one of these legs out. And he'll never be the same back again. I don't know what shit on him, but I've just seen it too many times in the league.
Yeah, but you guys should be excited for tomorrow. I think the Dolphin fans should be looking up, and you guys are improving every year. Finally, you guys have something going. Brian Flores, a heck of a coach. I like him for your team, and you guys are growing in the right way. And But another team I want to get to, I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan here in Jersey, and we have the 10th
Oh,
pick.
are you? You're a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How about them Cowboys? Let's go.
Oh, God.
But we have the 10th pick. So this is going to get interesting because we're obviously all these teams are going to have some great players to pick from. But in Dallas situation, Jerry Jones loved making these splashy moves on draft day, because we've been hearing Kyle Pitts' name for Dallas, and now I'm hearing Rashawn Slater, Micah Parsons from Penn State, Patrick Surtain, Jace Horn. We can go anywhere here. What do you think that Dallas should do? Because we need defense, but at the same time, we need to improve our offensive line. Or would you go for the splashing move? What would you do here at 10?
I think the offensive line looked bad last year. Number one, it was beat up and hurt, and number two, you have no Dak.
Yeah,
Dak makes plays.
Yep.
Dak makes your line look better than it is because there's times where he could get sacked, but he gets out of that. Where the guys you had last year, they can't get out of that. They're statues. They're slow. They're feet and cement. They can't do anything. Dak is he's a different weapon. That's why he got the money that he got. I like Micah Parsons with this pick right here. And I'll tell you this, I am a huge Dallas hater. I don't have a reason. There's certain teams I hate, and I just don't know why. I don't have but you guys always have a player or two that I'm just totally enamored with. I was a huge Romo fan, a huge, like I felt bad for him. All the debacles, I felt bad for Romo every time. I'm just like, God damn, man. I got to go to the barbershop and listen. And I'm not even a Dallas fan. The guys will go, you don't even like Dallas. Why you like Romo? I'm like, I don't know. It's just something about that dude. I just like him, dude. There's certain players I just like that. So, and they don't have a guy like that there now. But if they got a guy like Micah Parsons, I think you address linebacker here. I like 6'3", 245, but at the same time, too, Van Der Esch starting to get hurt. We all know about Sean Lee with the we already know about Sean Lee with the concussions. You've got to attack the D. Don't load up on the offense. And Jerry pisses me off sometimes for a lot of different reasons. But the one thing I'll give him, the last few years, he's turned more into letting his son really make that pick. Jerry hasn't made these recent picks. His son's making these picks because he wanted Johnny Manziel. Remember this. So someone's like, no, we're not taking John. We have core. We're not taking Johnny Manziel. And now his ass is in something. I think he's in the Cheeto League right now. So that would have been a debacle for now. So I like Micah Parsons, address linebacker. You have Washington. Saquon Barkley's coming back for the Giants, so you have to defend. And I'm saying these things because these are the teams they got to defend. You got to defend the running game for Washington. Ron Rivera is going to run the football. You got to defend the game against the Giants. You got Saquon Barkley there, and then Philly's going to address their running game, and then you still need a linebacker that can fly around and chase Jalen Hurts around. So Micah Parsons is the pick for me right here for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I got we can go either way. I got Patrick Surtain coming our way.
Yeah, most people do. Yeah.
This guy can flat out play. He reminds me of his father a little bit, actually. Patrick Surtain Sr., the way he played. But
play for the Dolphins.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know if he's going to be a game changer, but on the defense, especially, we need more defensive backs. I think we can get him. Man, Dan Quinn, bro. I think this is a weapon that Dan Quinn can use and mold him into a great defensive back. And man, I think that Patrick Surtain fits well in Dallas. But I love Micah Parsons, man. Micah Parsons, he brings it every day. So
when's Dallas' second pick? In the second round, when?
Second round, we got let's see. This list real quick.
Because the reason why I'm asking you that is because I believe
44. Yep.
Okay, so 44. I think you could address the corner position in the second round. I think this needs to be a front seven guy.
All right.
I think this because you take Surtain. I don't know if you saw this in the chat, but someone put that in. You take Surtain. Okay, don't matter if you can't stop the runner and rush the passer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what your corner. Your corners can only cover for so long. You can't put pressure on the quarterback, and if you can't stop the run to put him in second and long and third and long to make them have to throw the football, then now your defensive coordinator gets creative with different types of crazy schemes and blitzes on those downs where your corners got, okay, I know I got like a 7-man blitz coming right now. I only got to cover for 2.5 seconds. Right. Okay, cool. But if it's like, oh, God, now I got to give a cushion because we're not getting a pass rush. It's 3rd and 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be easy, probably completion. So I like Dallas going forward because you still have guys. I'm not big on Eric Stokes, but a lot of people like Eric Stokes. I haven't rated number 44 on my top 50 player list of prospects, but then you also have like an Asante Samuel. Maybe Asante Samuel falls a little bit. Yeah. There's another corner that you could grab, and there was
Farley. if he's still available. Oh, no, probably.
Yeah, well, I have him falling out of the first round because just
Yeah, second round. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Farley falling out of the first into the second because of the 2 back surgeries.
Okay.
I just think that I couldn't take a corner that's had 2, severe surgeries like that before the age of 23, 20, not in the first round. That's just way too much money. So you're right. Maybe you take a flyer on Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech in the second round. If I'm Dallas, I address the front 7 here and then work on the secondary later in the draft.
Yeah, because you can find quality secondary people later on in the draft. And like you just mentioned, the Eric guy, man, that's a guy to watch out for. I think this guy is underrated. He plays tough. I think this guy will be a great NFL player. I think this is a guy to watch out for. But before we wrap this up, do you see any more trades happening in this draft where the teams from the top, where they're 13, 14, 15, 16 down? Do you see the Patriots maybe trading up, or all these other teams like the Saints, the Ravens, the Browns, or Steelers? Do you see them trading up?
Somebody's going to. That part I left out of my I left that out of my mock draft because I just think then you get super complicated and then you lose yourself and you just lose who you are. I looked at the top 2 needs for every team. I looked at where the teams were picking. I looked at divisions, opponents, things like that, and said, okay, yeah, you may have offensive line first, but they play some pass and attack offenses. If you have cornerback second, I'm going corner because I could get the lineman later. But if we're facing aerial attack offenses 7-9 weeks out of the year, we might as well start to get the secondary now. So looking at trades, I put a stamp on it, man. I'm stamping. We say stamping on my show. I'm stamping it, bro.
Stamping.
New England's not taking a quarterback. New England's not trading up. It's not what they do.
Right.
It's just not what they do. So maybe Washington wants to come up for a quarterback, but also too, man, just real quick. I told you guys in the chat room about 2-3 weeks ago. The class next year and the year after that, DJ Uiagalelei out of Clemson, Bryce Young, and I covered both those guys out here from Modern Day and Bosco Prep High School. I called the game where they played against each other. So I've seen those kids up close in person. I called like 9 Bosco games because I was on that network freelancing.
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler, Howell out of North Carolina, JT Daniels out of Georgia, who's from Modern Day High School here, was at USC, got hurt, transferred. So if I'm some of these teams, I'm like, you know what? We're not trading. We're not doing it. We're going to take what fall. We're going to let the draft come to us.
Mm-hmm.
And if we got to just kind of band-aid this shit together for a year to Washington, and you guys all love Fitzpatrick. I think he sucks. I thought he sucked in Miami. He made like 4 good throws last year. And everybody was like, oh my God, they're playing so well with him. Why'd they bench him? Dude threw like 10 interceptions in the first 3 damn games. What the hell? Wait, because we won those games other than the Patriot game. Oh my God, he's playing like, dude, I watch every Miami snap. I watch every play. So anyway, I just think that Washington may say, you know what? We're in an 8-8 division anyway, right? If you're Washington, you're trading up in the 8-8 division. As good as your squad is, as good as your offense is in Dallas, you guys will win 9 games this year. Right. You know it.
I know it.
You know it. So trading up.
Yeah.
Browns don't need to. Why would the Ravens? Pittsburgh. Because they have to. Their line sucks. I get it, but you got to get a quarterback. Now I had to take a Kwity Paye because I believe that they'll say, okay, we lost Bud Dupree. Let's stay who we are. And if anything, you're going to have to score 28, 30 points to beat us because we're going to hold you between 18 and 22 points. We still have defense in Pittsburgh, right? So Pittsburgh could jump up because I believe Miami takes a running back and maybe the Bears take a running back. I know people think quarterback. They may just say, no, we got Andy Dalton for this year. Let's go get a stud running back now. Minnesota twice. Green Bay's defense twice. Cold weather late in the year. Got to run the football, control the clock, take care. Let's go get Najee Harris at number 20 now. Bring a guy like that up here who fits Chicago Bears, right? 6'2", 220 running back. Fits, man. So maybe Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's the only team I'll go out on a limb and say, if they want one of those backs, they got to go.
Oh, yeah, because James Conner's gone too now, right? So
yeah, he's in Arizona. But James Conner was a guy who filled in for a star. Wasn't a lot of film on him. And then once the NFL got film on him, they were able to show. You remember Matt Flynn?
Yeah.
Remember, he filled in Green Bay and got a huge damn deal in Seattle.
Yeah.
It couldn't beat out Russell Wilson in training camp.
Yeah. I remember that signing. That was a horrible contract right there. But
so that has the move up, man.
Yeah. So do you want last thing here? Do you want to plug your show here on this here, and then where people can find you? And obviously you have a draft show coming up tomorrow. Would you plug that too? Would you like to plug it?
Oh, you guys are so sweet. I appreciate it. You guys can catch me on Vesson Sports on YouTube. I'm also Vesson, the voice of Next, on Instagram. And tomorrow we will be having a Vesson draft. Starts sharp at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll go through the whole draft. We'll go through every pick. I have my camera set up to record the draft and have that on the screen for you guys. We'll mute between the picks because we want to give our analysis, but we want to hear Goodell make the picks. You can catch that on 4 platforms: iHeartRadio, Vesson Sports; Spreaker.com, Vesson Sports; and also VJ Vernon Husky on LinkedIn, because I want the professional people to see it too. So we'll be on LinkedIn, and then also iHeartRadio on VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct. So I appreciate you, man. Now, I don't want to mess your name up, but I'm going to try it, okay?
Yeah.
Your first name is Nathan.
Nathan, yeah.
Nathan or Nathan?
Yeah.
Ramachandra?
Oh,
Matranda.
Yeah, Ramachandra.
Ramachandra. Okay. All right. Yeah, Ramachandra. Where you from, man, originally?
Our family's from India, so.
Yeah. India. Okay. All right. Cool, man. Yeah. One of my best friends when I was a kid, Nomi Azim. He was Indian. He was from India.
Wow. Yeah, but this wraps up our NFL pre-draft show for tomorrow's big day. All of us are hyped and ready. Finally, now we get to see where everyone goes. But enough with the hype, man. Enough with all the social media stuff. Tomorrow's the day. Thank you for joining this, and good luck on your show tomorrow. And hopefully, I would be willing to join your show tomorrow also to check it out.
I'll send you. I'm gonna post the link in the chat room.
Yeah.
You guys now when you come in, the way that it is, I can see you, but everybody else can't. I have to let you in. Mm-hmm. If we're in the middle of like analyze, once I get through, but I'll say, hey, I see you guys in there. Sit tight. I'll bring you guys in. If you want to come in after the Dallas pick, bro, we'll bring you in and we'll get your opinion on your since that's your squad. Okay. Hit me up after they make that 10th pick or whenever Dallas makes their pick, and we'll bring you in.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for having me, man.